Well, at the end of last week, we were hovering in the low 90s, and that almost felt like we're in the AC compared to what it's been like the last couple days. At the beginning of the week, temperature climbed up into the mid 90s, which is average for this time of year, but then skyrocketed over the last couple of days. Yesterday, we peaked at 106 in Salt Lake, tying a record and also making it the hottest day so far this year. Heat risk is still pretty high. In fact, major to extreme, and not just in far southern Utah, but also across much of northern western parts of the state and even into eastern Utah. So again, make sure you're taking frequent breaks, drinking plenty of water over the next couple of days. But by tomorrow, it looks like the heat wave will be peaking, and temperatures in the south will start to drop slightly, so the risk won't be as extreme, and a more noticeable difference by the end of the weekend. That's because that ridge of high pressure that's been keeping it so hot is still on the move. It's gradually going to make its way centered over southern Utah by tomorrow, but then by the end of the weekend, it'll be drifting off to the southeast of us. Now, it's still going to be close enough that temperatures will continue to run well above normal for this time of year, but we're not going to go to the extreme that we have the last couple days. And with this high pressure centering itself to our southeast, that'll allow a southerly flow to develop with a little more moisture moving in, bringing some clouds, potentially some thunderstorms that initially would be along and over the higher terrain, bringing gusty winds and potentially leading to high fire danger across parts of central and southern Utah. Now, today we're forecasting 105 for Salt Lake. If we hit that, we tie another record. Triple digits expected in most of the valleys. Low 90s, though, in Park City. In St. George, not to the extreme you were yesterday, but you will climb all the way up to 111. In general, it'll be sunny in the north, partly cloudy in the south with those high base thunderstorms that might bring some of those gusty winds. And if you're heading to the water to take a break from the hot weather, keep in mind UV index is still very high. So in addition to staying out of the sun at times, make sure you've got the sunscreen, the hat, and the sunglasses. Now tonight, we're not going to get much relief, which is part of the problem. That's why heat-related illness becomes such a concern. We just don't cool off even in the mornings. We're only going to be dropping into the mid to upper 70s along much of the Wasatch Front tomorrow morning. Mid 60s in Park City, partly cloudy in the south, low temperature of 78 expected in St. George. And as that moisture increases next couple days, becoming partly cloudy in the south, slight chance of some thunderstorms, the main impact of which could be some gusty winds. But again, the big story will be simply the fact that the temperature will drop. It's going to be hot. We're just not going to go to the extreme that we have lately. You'll still be hovering well above 100 into the middle of next week, with overnight readings only dropping down into the upper 70s. And in Salt Lake City, it's going to be about as hot tomorrow, but it'll become partly cloudy as some of that moisture makes its way north. We're finally going to start to get a little bit of relief heading into early next week. Temperature by then will be in the upper 90s. We'll drop into the low to mid 70s in the morning and then warm back up near 100 by next Thursday. But there's also a chance with that moisture moving north that we might see a few more showers start to pop up by the middle of next week.